Hello guys, Trinson here. Today I'll be doing something a bit different since I'll be reading r/AskReddit. I know some people requested it, and I'm sorry that it took so very long. I finally found a post that I can relate to a lot, and oh boy, I have stories too. Anyways, enjoy. When did you realize your friend was toxic? Nah, trust me, you don't want to ask her out, she's just a hoe. He then proceeded to try to get it on with her. Bruh, that's such a dick move. I've been in a situation where I've liked the same person a friend does, and we just wish each other good luck. I should add the most recent time this happened, we both got rejected. At least we could cry together. She told me she was cheating on her husband, while laughing about how funny it was that her boyfriend would come over to the house and hang out with her husband and her and their newborn. After I told her that wasn't cool and we weren't friends anymore, she told everyone that I was sleeping with her husband and an abusive drunk. No to all. Happy ending. Dad divorced and got full custody. I got new friends. What a bitch. What the fuck? This is why the C word exists. Cunt. Cactus. If you get too close, it will prick you. Well, I have an S word for this lady. A fucking snake. When she lied about having cancer. I actually have a story about this one, and I will always remember it. There was this guy. She was actually a girl who tried to catfish gay dudes. We'll call them R. R and I used Tumblr a lot with our other friends, and they were really popular. And R had so many guys asking them out, expecting it to be a guy. So R dated this one person and started to ditch me and my other friends. Then these new friends of theirs uncovered their secrets and everyone was so pissed off about it. Especially her gay boyfriend. And after that, she decided to save her ass by saying she has cancer, and she just kept lying and lying. And it was so inconsistent. She then said she had brain cancer. And after that, I just didn't want to deal with her anymore. What happened to her? I don't know, it's been like 10 years. Hopefully she changed for the better. She was a habitual liar. We'd been friends since we were little kids, and I always just excused her smaller lies because of her horrible childhood. But when she came out with that, I had to end our 25-year-long friendship. The worst part was that her mother and my uncle had just died of cancer, respectively. She tried to backtrack and said that alleged leukemia was soon cured with a blood transfusion, which of course is utter nonsense. I'm still sad about it, but I can't admit that level of lying. And thank you for the cake day wishes, friend. I know someone just like this. She constantly told people she had some form of cancer for as long as I could remember. At first, I thought it was because she was trying to cover up the fact that she was gay and had short hair, which to a certain degree is still a little taboo in our region. But then she just kept lying. Even after she came out, she kept telling people she had cancer. But it always changed. Leukemia, brain cancer, melanoma, breast cancer, colon cancer, the list goes on. She told a crap ton of people at a cattle show she was a 14-year-old boy so she could show someone steer in the junior class. Then during in the ring showing, the steer knocked her over and she fell down, and a metal brush in her back pocket penetrated her jeans and was stuck into her cheek. I still remember some of the bystanders helping her. Dude, come on young man, we need to pull it out, let us help you. Her? No, I'm fine. Dude, there's blood all over the back of your jeans. We need to take a look and see if we can pull it out, or if you need to go to the hospital. We can't tell if you're wearing your jeans over it. We're all tough folks here, no one cares if they see your butt. She agreed, and then the entire crowd saw her neon pink thong. That's when everyone she had lied to realized that she wasn't a 14-year-old boy. She would also claim that she wasn't gay after coming out. There were times that she was dating or screwing around with guys in secret. She would tell you that she was never a lesbian and hated the entire idea of being with a woman. She clearly was messed up and always reminded me of boys don't cry. She tricked one of my friends that she was pregnant with their child and used my phone to do it. She used to steal my phone while I was sleeping and text my friend, guy she hooked up with, pretending to be me, saying shit like, "Oh my god, blank is throwing up again this morning," and various other pregnancy things to convince the guy she was not pregnant and 100% knew she wasn't. This sounds like a girl I know. A guy I'm friends with got drunk and slept with and made it obvious the next day he regretted it, which made it awkward for everyone. A few weeks later, she said she's pregnant and it's possible it's his. Then she said it wasn't his, but her ex-boyfriend's. Then she had a miscarriage. She's done this before though. She was living with this guy and his family and said she was pregnant then had a miscarriage. Guy ended up breaking up with her and she claimed she had no idea why. Most likely, he found out she was faking it. This is why I never have sex with strangers, or anyone for the matter. Also maybe because of my face, but yeah. Many things, but when she refused to come to my wedding because she hadn't had weight loss surgery yet and didn't want to look fat and frumpy on my wedding day, that was a culmination that led to me severing ties. She used to refer me as her Duff, the designated ugly fat friend. Then as we grew up, I slimmed down and grew into my appearance rather nicely, and she did the opposite, which infuriated her. She tried to make up a dozen excuses as to why she couldn't be my maid of honor. She couldn't afford to travel to my wedding. I offered to pay for it all. She couldn't afford the dress, which I also paid for my bridesmaids' dresses. Then when she went on a very lavish and expensive trip to a resort and posted photos on Facebook, I called her out. That's when she said she didn't want to go and be in pictures because she was having gastric surgery. And my wedding was too soon for her to be hot in my wedding line. Heartbreak.exe. At that point, our other mutual friend melted down and literally listed all the ways my best friend was a frenemy and toxic. Feels bad, man. When she threatened to hurt herself if I didn't do what she wanted, she asked me if she could sleep over at my house one night. I told her no, since I have grandparents visiting the next day. She continued and tried to convince me to let her. She said that if I let her, she would stop cutting. But I didn't. It would be my fault if she died. I didn't let her. I ditched her the same year. She's still alive to this day, hopefully. She has a girlfriend and is moving out of town soon. Oh man, it always sucks to hear that I'm going to die if not for you. You're the reason I'm not dead. Bullshit. I have a toxic friend whom I'm still not been able to cut off. Because one time I tried, she came to college the next day with her wrist bandage, claiming it was because of me. Obviously, after I spoke to her, the bandages and the wounds magically vanished. I'm so glad you were able to cut this person off though. Genuinely happy for you. I actually had an ex that pulled this shit on me too. Not only was he abusive, he would threaten to end his life if I ever left him. Thank God I left before I felt any guilt. When he openly berated me in front of my flatmates and tried to play it off as a joke. Even though I made it pretty clear that the things he went on about was pretty big insecurities, kept making snide comments about me being unattractive, making fun of my attempts to lose weight, and then got snappy when I got short with him about it. He thought it was fine for him to just be completely bitchy just because he was gay. Thankfully, he's 100% out of my life now. Don't want anything to do with that guy again. Not my story, but my bestie's. Still my bestie to this day. And this one annoying friend that would constantly throw insult and claim it was a joke, and that his family does it all the time. When my bestie confronted him about it, he said he doesn't remember it. The guy was an ass and I've met him before. He kept making fun of my bestie for looking gay, being a bitch, coward, can't follow orders, which I don't understand what that was about, etc, etc. Until this day, he kept phoning them, because he has no one else to talk to besides them. And don't worry, my bestie never picks up the phone. When she was so busy scrolling on her phone, stopping only to tell me that she couldn't be my therapist, when I was pouring my heart out about some really difficult stuff, I chalked it up to her own mental health and a shitty method of delivery, and tried to stay her friend after. Turns out, it's not just hardship she doesn't care about. She wasn't excited about any of the great stuff in my life either. She also doesn't give a fuck about my needs, unless they're somehow able to fulfill hers. Example, concert tickets to her favorite band for my birthday. She deadass will walk 10 feet ahead of me, and not notice that my disabled ass is struggling to keep up. I'm expected to be aware of and in support of every single aspect of her life, giving 110% to our friendship, but she'll ignore my messages unless she wants something from me. We've been friends over half my life, and I can't even talk to her about feeling like shit because of the way she'll turn it all on me. I'm gonna have to just cut my losses. I can't keep forcing myself to hang out with her when it makes me feel like shit. I met a lot of people like this before, even long-time friendship. They'll vent to me, but when I talk about one bit of my life, no messages for the rest of the day, unless I change the subject. Friend of the year. When I realized I felt dread every time their message icon popped up. I feel you there. Every time my phone text sounds goes off, and I look at certain names, I cringe a little, but mostly just for people from work. If you ever feel that way about a friend or significant other, major red flag. Oh my god, yes. I felt so much anxiety. I've been thinking about what I might have said to make this person mad or annoyed and hoping for a positive message. When he started defining friendship as people who are blindly loyal to him in his actions. Is your friend Dutch Vanderlyn?
Have some goddamn faith!
I realized that while I sometimes enjoy hanging out with her, I always felt worse when we meet up. She was that type of person who needed to be cynical to validate her own opinions. So being around her just started to be really taxing. She also tried to make out with me, despite knowing that I was not interested in her and in a very serious relationship. That was the death knell. Did she act like you were in the wrong for turning her down? I had to have a friend who did that. I still see her, but I don't put in much effort into it anymore. She tried to kiss me, and when I said no, we're friends, she was outraged. That's wrong. I should be able to kiss you if we're friends. You know damn well if a guy did this, all hell would break loose. Just saying. I know I told you guys some of my toxic friendship, but I have the most toxic friendship in the past that I still remember to this day. And don't worry, I'll format it for you guys. I used to be best friend with this girl, M, and she was dating this guy, S, for a while. During that time, I was dating this girl for a while. We'll call her Susie. She was very sweet, by the way, but we had to break it off. M is a pretty girl, and she was Asian, and S had an Asian fetish. S and me have talked before over Skype, when it was still relevant. So we know each other very well to be called friends. At first, I thought he was chill, until M had me meet S, and boy oh boy, he was hawking me. He kept trying to talk to me and butting M out of the conversation, and I thought it was really fucked. Fast forward to a few months later. S broke up with M because she wasn't the girl he thought she was, and M was crying for weeks and I had to comfort her. So right after he broke up with her, he sent a long, and I mean long, confession to me on Skype. Probably the most cheesiest one I've seen, and he kept saying I should break up with Susie and be with him because he's a real man I need. So fucking stupid. And he kept saying that girls shouldn't be with girls. Anyways, I didn't want to show M, but I had to tell her why he broke up with her. At least she took it well. And she went off on him saying not only does he have a weird fetish for Asian girls, but how shallow he was to break up with her because he thought I was a bit more attractive than her. After that incident, he kept stalking me for like 4 to 5 years, just spamming messages and making fake accounts to make me try to talk to him. He even tried to send death threats to the people I dated. Finally, he figured that I cut him out of my life completely and stop. Anyways, that will be all from me for today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll be back tomorrow with more reads. If you guys have a toxic friend in your life, comment down below. I would love to read them. See ya guys!